Golden Bachelor. For weeks, fans have been buzzing with one big question. Could Robert Irwin be the next Bachelor? Social media exploded, headlines speculated, comment sections lit up with excitement, and suddenly, the idea of Australia's favorite wildlife warrior handing out roses instead of rescuing crocodiles didn't seem so impossible. But now, Robert is finally breaking his silence. And what he had to say? It's heartfelt, thoughtful, and surprisingly romantic. Robert Irwin, the son of the legendary Steve Irwin, has grown up in front of the world's eyes. From a fearless little boy helping with snakes and crocs to a confident young conservationist carrying forward his father's legacy at Australia Zoo, he's become more than just Steve's son. He's carved out his own path with charm, kindness, and that unmistakable Irwin smile. So when rumors started swirling about him possibly becoming the next lead of The Bachelor, fans were equal parts shocked and thrilled. Imagine it for a second. Robert standing in a perfectly tailored suit, but somehow still managing to talk about crocodile conservation during the first cocktail party. Instead of dramatic mansion entrances, maybe contestants arrive holding baby koalas. Instead of champagne toasts, perhaps it's fresh Aussie sunshine and laughter under the stars. It sounds like reality TV gold. But Robert's response brought everyone back to earth in the most genuine way possible. In a recent conversation, Robert acknowledged the rumors with a warm laugh. He admitted he was flattered, truly flattered. The idea that people see him as someone ready for love, ready to lead a romantic journey on national television, that means something. But he also made something clear. Right now, his heart belongs somewhere else. Not to a secret girlfriend, not to a hidden romance, but to wildlife, conservation, and continuing the mission his family built together. Robert shared that his life is beautifully full. Between photography, global conservation projects, public appearances, and hands-on work with animals, his schedule isn't exactly designed for dramatic rose ceremonies and whirlwind televised proposals. And honestly, that dedication is part of what makes him so appealing. Fans adore Robert not just because he's charming, but because he's grounded. He's not chasing fame, he's not looking for headlines, he's focused on purpose. Still, he didn't completely shut the door, and that's where things get interesting. With a playful grin, he hinted that love is absolutely something he wants in his life. He believes in it. He values deep connection. He's a romantic at heart, despite the mud-covered boots and wildlife documentaries. He spoke about wanting something real, something natural, a relationship that grows organically, not necessarily under bright television lights. Can you imagine dating Robert Irwin? Your idea of a romantic date might shift slightly. Instead of dinner and a movie, maybe it's sunset walks through the zoo. Instead of flowers, maybe he surprises you by introducing you to a rescued kangaroo. Instead of small talk, you're discussing conservation efforts and dreams for the planet's future. Oddly enough, that sounds kind of perfect. There's something undeniably attractive about someone who knows who they are. Robert didn't dismiss the Bachelor rumors with negativity. He didn't mock the idea. He simply said that at this stage of his life, he's focused on building his impact, honoring his father's legacy, and continuing the work that truly defines him. And fans responded with overwhelming support. Because here's the truth. Robert Irwin doesn't need a reality TV show to find love. His authenticity already shines brighter than any primetime spotlight. That doesn't mean viewers aren't a little disappointed. Let's be honest, watching him navigate romantic conversations with his signature awkward charm would be adorable. Picture him nervously holding a rose, saying something sweet but slightly shy, and then cracking a joke about crocodiles to ease the tension. It would be television magic. But perhaps the real magic is watching someone choose purpose first. Robert has grown up surrounded by cameras, yet he's managed to stay remarkably grounded. That's rare.
In a world that constantly pushes for viral fame and overnight celebrity, he's chosen steady growth and meaningful work. And maybe that's the most romantic thing of all. Love, after all, isn't about spectacle. It's about sincerity. Robert made it clear that when he does fall in love, he wants it to be genuine. No scripts, no stage drama, just two people building something real. He even joked that any future partner would need to be comfortable around wildlife because animals aren't just part of his life, they are his life. So, if you're afraid of snakes, this might not be your fairy tale. But if you love adventure, passion, and someone who genuinely cares about the planet, that sounds like a pretty incredible love story waiting to happen. What makes this moment bittersweet is how invested fans have become. Social media had already started imagining contestants. People were tagging friends. Dreamcasting was underway. The idea of Robert handing out roses felt fresh, wholesome, different from the usual formula. Yet in breaking his silence, Robert reminded everyone that not every rumor needs to become reality. Sometimes choosing your own timing is powerful. And here's something beautiful. He's still young. His journey is just beginning. Whether that includes reality TV someday or not, there's plenty of time for romance to bloom. For now, Robert continues to focus on conservation, storytelling, and honoring the Irwin legacy. He travels, photographs wildlife, and inspires millions to care about the natural world. And somewhere out there, perhaps someone shares that passion. Someone who understands muddy boots and early mornings. Someone who sees the tenderness behind the fearless crocodile handler. Someone who laughs at his dad jokes and stands beside him not for fame, but for love. That's the kind of story fans truly want. Not just a televised engagement, but a partnership built on shared purpose. Robert's honesty has only made people admire him more. Instead of chasing the spotlight, he stepped back and said, "Not yet." And in doing so, he showed maturity far beyond his years. The Bachelor rumors may have sparked excitement, but his response sparked respect. So, is this the end of the speculation? Probably not. In the world of entertainment, rumors have a way of resurfacing, and Robert didn't say never. He simply said, "Not right now." And sometimes a "not right now" is even more intriguing than a yes, because it leaves room for possibility. As fans, we can dream. We can imagine the romantic storylines, the heartfelt confessions, the final rose moment under the Australian sky. But in reality, Robert Irwin's greatest love story might unfold quietly, away from cameras, away from dramatic music, built slowly and sincerely. And when that day comes, whether it's on television or in real life, one thing is certain: it will be authentic. So, while the rumors may have brought a wave of very sad news for Bachelor fans, they also revealed something uplifting. Robert Irwin is staying true to himself. And in today's world, that's something worth celebrating. If you believe real love is about timing, purpose, and authenticity, then maybe this isn't sad news after all. Maybe it's just the beginning of a different kind of love story, one that doesn't need roses to bloom.
And as the conversation around Robert Irwin continues to swirl, something unexpected has happened. The rumors may have started as dramatic headlines, but they've slowly transformed into something softer, something sweeter. Instead of asking, "Will he be the next Bachelor?" fans are now asking, what kind of partner would truly make him happy? That shift says everything. Because when Robert spoke out, he didn't sound disappointed. He didn't sound conflicted. He sounded peaceful, confident, certain of his path. And that confidence, it's incredibly attractive. Growing up as the son of Steve Irwin meant growing up with enormous expectations. The world watched him take his first steps at Australia Zoo. The world watched him handle wildlife with courage far beyond his years. The world watched him grow into a young man who carries both legacy and individuality with grace. But now, the world is watching him step into something even more personal, adulthood on his own terms.
There's something deeply romantic about a man who knows when to say yes and when to gently say, not yet. Robert explained that love isn't a performance. It isn't something he wants to rush or turn into spectacle. When it happens, he wants it to be natural, the kind of connection that builds quietly through shared laughter, shared values, and shared passion for protecting the planet. And honestly, can you imagine anything more fitting? Picture this, a golden sunset in Queensland, the air warm, the sky glowing pink and orange. Robert finishing a long day working with wildlife. Somewhere nearby, someone is waiting, not for a rose ceremony, not for a dramatic confession, but simply to spend time together. Maybe they sit outside under the stars. Maybe he tells stories about his dad, about lessons learned, about dreams for the future. Maybe she listens, not because cameras are rolling, but because she genuinely cares. That's the love story Robert seems to be holding out for. And fans, they're starting to see the beauty in that. Of course, the playful side of the rumors hasn't disappeared. Social media is still full of jokes. People are still saying they would sign up immediately. Others are teasing that the first group date would involve feeding crocodiles or hiking through the bush. Let's be honest, it would be the most adventurous season ever. But what makes this moment so powerful isn't what might have been, it's what is. Robert's focus remains steady. He continues traveling, photographing wildlife, and inspiring millions to care about conservation. Every interview, every public appearance, every smile, it all reflects someone who feels aligned with his purpose. And here's the twist. When someone is truly aligned with their purpose, love tends to find them anyway. Robert didn't dismiss romance. In fact, he spoke about it warmly. He believes in partnership. He believes in building something lasting. He even hinted that when he does find the right person, he'll be all in. No games, no confusion, just sincerity. That's rare. In a world of swipe culture and short attention spans, Robert Irwin is talking about patience, about timing, about choosing a connection that feels right instead of one that looks impressive. And maybe that's why the very sad news doesn't feel so sad anymore. Because it wasn't a rejection of love, it was a commitment to authenticity. There's also something undeniably charming about imagining how awkwardly adorable he might be when he does fall for someone. The shy smile, the slightly nervous laugh, the way he might try to impress her by introducing her to his favorite animals, only to realize she's more impressed by his kindness than by the crocodiles. That's the kind of romance that can't be scripted. And perhaps that's why reality television, for now, just doesn't fit. Robert's life already feels cinematic. The landscapes, the wildlife, the legacy, the mission, it's already bigger than any dating show format. But here's what makes this chapter so exciting. It's still unfolding. He's young, he's growing, he's evolving, and somewhere in that journey, love will step in naturally. Maybe it will be someone who shares his conservation passion. Maybe it will be someone completely different who balances his adventurous spirit with calm wisdom. Maybe it will happen quietly, without headlines, without speculation. Or maybe, one day, years from now, he'll surprise everyone. After all, he didn't say never, and sometimes never say never carries more romance than an immediate yes. For now, Robert continues honoring his father's legacy while building his own identity. He's proving that you can carry history without being trapped by it, that you can respect tradition while still choosing your own path. And that path, at least for now, doesn't include handing out roses on national television. Instead, it includes muddy boots, early mornings, camera lenses focused on wildlife, and a heart open to love, just on his own timeline. So maybe the headline started as very sad news, but the real story, it's about a young man choosing purpose over pressure. It's about patience over publicity. It's about the future love story that will be written slowly, intentionally, and beautifully. And when that story finally unfolds, whether in the quiet of Queensland or somewhere completely unexpected, it won't need dramatic music or a final rose to feel magical. Because the best love stories don't start with rumors, they start with readiness. And Robert Irwin is simply waiting for the right moment. And somehow, that makes the ending feel even more exciting than the beginning. Thanks for watching Golden Bachelor. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next big story.